Yo, what up, YouTube? Anyway, it's your boy Zai. You already know, man. But there's something I wanted to talk about because, I constantly getting flack about it, which I don't really care. To be honest, I'm gonna be 100% transparent with everybody that follows my channel. I don't really care about your criticism. I don't care whether you feel like it's that you don't want to follow me because I talk a certain way, or I move a certain way, or do things the way I want to do it, because that's how I started my channel, doing it the way I wanted to do it. Now, you have the naysayers, and you have the people that only got on because they thought I was going to help them get on. But it's like we have to help each other get on. You know what I'm saying? Like, or you have to have something to where I can help you get on somewhere. Like when people used to shoot their music, I would try to promote their music. When people would try to shoot their business, I try to promote their business. When fools wanted just to put out their areas, whether negative or positive, I still put out their areas because it's something that they were proud of. I ain't nobody to judge my ex gang member that's gang banger, you know what I mean? So it's like I wasn't gonna judge them. I'm gonna send shots out to the city because that's what it is. You wanted shots out for your vodkas, I gave you shout outs. If you were no good, you bought it, you know what I mean? Whatever. But at the end of the day, it's like this video is gonna be about well, I always hear fools be, oh yeah, you're doing security, this and this and that. Like it and don't get me wrong, because there's a lot of people that I run into on the street when I'm doing my job. When they look at it, they be like, they act like they're scared to do certain things or say certain things, and I have to remind them, like, look, dude, I'm an ex-con, you know what I mean? And it took me a long time to start getting these hollers. So it's like, as long as you're not doing nothing to disrupt the business where I'm at or destroying anything where I'm at, I have no issues with you. And if you are doing that, we got a different issue. You ain't got to worry about me calling the cops or nothing. I'm more than efficient at dealing with my own business. You know what I mean? I ain't got to involve the cops in nothing. Now, if you get caught on camera doing something stupid, that's on you, because where I work, there's cameras everywhere. And as long as certain things ain't taking place, they don't really pay attention, they don't really trip off of it. But if you start writing and hitting up inside the building, I'm gonna tell you to get out. You don't get out, that's fine. You're gonna get cracked anyway, because they're gonna see what you're doing, call me and be like, hey, I didn't, whatever, to get down. So we ain't gotta go into it. I'm not gonna compromise my holiday or anything about anything. But like, when did it become a bad thing to have a 9 to 5? And not always 9 to 5, because some of them are 12-hour shifts. But that's besides the point. Like, I laugh at fools that constantly give me flack over that ain't got nothing better going for themselves. And a lot of you fools that be talking this mess are the same fools kicking on their block with a blunt in their mouth, not really knowing where they're gonna eat, whether they're gonna eat or where they're gonna sleep the next day. Are you bumming, living in some high-notch house, or living in some chick's house that's taking care of you because she's too stupid to realize that you ain't gonna never be nothing, because you ain't gonna apply yourself, because you're constantly being coddled by a woman. Maybe your mom did you that way. Maybe your mom never really told you that at some point you had to really get out and face the world. So you feel you find comfortability in being a bum, because that's basically what you are. If you ain't out actively trying to look for a job to try to get, you're a bum. Like, it's just the way it is. Like, and there's nothing I could really say about that. Like, you can't teach people to swim who only want to drown. You know what I'm saying? It's like no matter how much a person would try to lead you a certain way, if you're just not gonna go that way, you're just not gonna go that way. Like, you're just stuck in your ways. I could have been the same way. I could have got out of jail and just like constantly keep going back, and I did that for a while. But at some point I realized that I ain't gonna have nothing coming. I'm not trying to be 60, 70 years old with no type of benefits, with no type of anything to fall back on. And though I started getting my ferga, like, with my money, like, late, because a lot of doors were closed, or you start working a job and you're doing it for a certain while, then they realize, oh, you got a felony, multiple, oh, we got to let you go. And it was daunting all the way through when people would constantly shut doors. Amazon, I remember I signed up for them, and out of everything, dude, one charge they hit me with, you know what I mean? It was a bad one. I've had other bad ones, but it was one bad one. And they're not even supposed to go, they're not really supposed to disqualify you due to charges you may have got in the past, because them charges are really old. But yet they still pointed out, like, and they shouldn't have, because I could have actually like sued them for that, because they let me know exactly why they weren't hiring me. It wasn't because I didn't have the qualifications. It was just due to the fact of this charge, which is discrimination. And that's why certain laws and stuff are set in place, that they cannot discriminate against you over certain, you know what I mean? Like, it, whatever. But like, I didn't really trip, you know what I mean? It's like, I just kept pushing forward, and then I pushed forward and got another job, drama there, had to go to another job, and that's when I got this job. Like, I've been doing in-home support service for a minute, but you know, that's just one. Like, these day and age, you need multiple holidays multiple jobs in order to like live right. And this one affords me that opportunity, because not only am I getting money from my other thing, but also getting money here. So it's like, you know what I mean? And though I have to work for it, you know, I'm gonna tell you straight out, fools like to be disrespectful and say whatever they're gonna say. I don't really care, because you're insignificant in the first place. Like, I don't know you, so what you say really means nothing. Like, I get called officers odd, like, in all types of, and I just like I just be laughing, because I'm like, dude, a lot of the fools that be saying that, some of you are just my haters, and then some of you fools that just came to the channel, you read a couple of comments and see that fools are trying to be disrespectful, so you jump on the hate train. It's social media. I expect that, and I put myself out there not really caring what you say. But it's like, to think about it, a 9-to-5 job becomes a bad thing, or it becomes something to be ashamed of. Like, you should be ashamed that you're not working a 9-to-5 job. A lot of you like to profess to be, you know, super rappers or super this, and you're making millions of dollars, or you're making thousands in the first hour. Like, kudos to you. Like, I'm not mad at that. If you're one of those fools that's making that type of money, kudos to you. Like, if you're not helping me get it, it doesn't really matter in the first place. You're just telling me what you have. So yeah, I'm not mad at that. I'm not a hater in that sense, like, at all. Like, there's really no hater in my blood. If I dislike you, it ain't because I'm hating on something. I just dislike you because I just don't like your character as a person. The same way some people don't like me because my character doesn't necessarily align with their way of thinking. But it's fine. That's life. But I continue to push forward. And at the end of the day, as long as my kids are straight and getting what they need, that's what I just took my son to go get his hair cut. Like, that's something that you take pride in, regardless if you're working a 9-to-5 job or from this to 12 hours. Like, you know, those are things that you should be proud of. Giving your son a blunt, or, you know, buying your son a Pendleton, or, you know, trying to push for your son to follow in the same footsteps. That's something you should be ashamed of. Like, I've never pushed my kids to I've never even wanted them to follow in the same footsteps, because I already know what it entails. I don't want to have to think about whether my son's going to end up with life sentence because I pushed him to go my route. Because at the end of the day, you know, when you've been down, regardless of the situation, you're not desensitized to that. It's still your family members. It's like leaving homies behind that got life and they were really good with you, and then knowing that they're never going to get out. That bothers you. So just imagine your son, or, you know, one of your kids being locked up for the rest of their life because you chose to put your past traumas on them and force them into a life that they didn't even have to be in the first place. I'm not like that. But like I said, this whole thing about this being ashamed of 9-to-5 jobs, it's just something. Like, I understand half of you fools and why you think like that. And it's crazy, because some of the fools that saying that are old ass tecatos, or bummy fools, or fools that's, you know, selling dope on the street. That only lasts for so long, dude. Like, when you get to a certain point, the feds be on you. Like, they're constantly out and about. Like, even in Sun Valley, dude, like, doing anything in Sun Valley is like crazy, because the feds be breathing down the throat. That's why so many fools catch RICO cases, like, and they let it be known. Like, so anywhere you move around and you do what you do, understand, dude, they're probably on you. They just ain't tripping until you start murking fools and you start making too much money. That's and most likely it was digging your pocket. But when you start murking fools, that's when they start knocking at your door. There ain't too many places that you can move around where they're not out there. You just may not see them, but they might be staking out your homeboy's house or staking out this house and just happen to see you go there. You know what? Who is this guy? Start following you. You see what I'm saying? That's why even with the holidays, like, fools be, oh, well, you know, I don't care about, you know, I'll smoke this fool, I'll get away with it. No, you won't. It's hard, dude. It's hard to get away. And the worst thing, you can do is have them investigating you or have them even sniffing around anything, because they don't have to have no evidence to lock you up, and they can keep you in jail for so long, dude, to where you eventually admit to something in the first place because you just want to go home. That's how they do you, dog. They put you in these positions, they break you down. Or you do like me and just keep taking it to trial until you come with a deal that's all right. It may not be the best, but it's all right. But yeah, that's all I'm really saying on that. Like, don't necessarily shun a 9 to 5. Now, if you've never been busted and you've never been involved in anything, then I can understand your thinking, because you're to a certain extent you're low-key a hater, because if anything you would want people like me to prosper, instead of being back out on the street taking stuff from you or stealing your cars or robbing your just like, even though I wasn't with the robbing high knots and all that, but it's like, when you force individuals into a position to where they have to take care of this stuff, they starving, they hungry, they their kids or whatever looking at them like, man, we step up, people start getting desperate. I ran into a fool from Maravilla, that same thing, his kids needed some Christmas gifts, and instead of just be like, hey, it's just not gonna happen, he went to go do it and ended up getting life for it. But these are the stories, these are the trials and tribulations, these are the stories of people that refuse to be able to accept that it just can't happen. You know what I mean? These are also the people that refuse to really get out there and get it, because there's always a way. Whether you're working in a warehouse, whether you shoveling shit, there's always a way. There's something that'll get you paid, even if you like them dudes on the street doing windows and stuff like that. I get my car detailed by the paisas, and fools, they're getting like pennies on the dollar, like, but they're still willing to do it because they know that little $50-$60 or $100 that they take home that day is going to feed their family, and they're going to be able to put some away in order to keep that roof over their head. So yeah, so for the people that try to clown, dude, I'm glad. I'll continue to do a 9 to 5 until I can no longer do a 9 to 5. I'll work until my legs no longer work. And for the people that understand, dog, I got 3 different clothing brands already trademark. I got all that shit. Like, all I need is to do my little LLCs, but it's already trademark. All my little things that I'll be putting out, it's already trademark. It's just the right time. It's not the right time to push. It's not the right time to push. I need a little bit more notoriety in order to really put my brand out there. Other than that, it's just going to fall to deaf ears. It's always, constantly positioning. So this little 9 to 5 and my other job I got, that affords me the opportunity to put money towards things that I couldn't before. At one time, I didn't really have nothing, dude. I didn't have nothing. No motivation, no nothing, dog. I could have got on Social Security and everything, but I chose not to, dog. I didn't take handouts. But they were constantly shutting doors on me. I was constantly being turned away. People were like, oh, well, you get your for the drive the trucks. Nobody was giving me that type of shot at that time. It's just like, hey, fool, here, let me give you this pound, or I'm good. I'm good. Curbing all that, because that would only put me back in a situation I didn't want to be in. Nobody wanted to be back in prison dealing with bull. I don't like when people tell me what to do. When it's righteous, yeah. But I don't like when people tell me what to do, or when I gotta get up, or when I gotta work out. Like, I worked out anyway because that was just something that was in me. I've been doing it since juvenile hall. But when people try to, I've been in situations to where fools try to talk to you like you ain't nobody, and then when you start popping back at them fools, the first thing they want to do is start politicking. That's why, like, with prison, I was like, like, once I got out, I was like, I'm good. Like, yeah, I absconded and did all this, but I was like, I'm good. Like, it's just, I refuse to constantly deal with fools that are like fucking 5 or 6 years younger than me, that acting like they know what they talking about, be the first ones to get in a wreck or start something that end up getting homies hit. Like, yeah, so I'll take that 9 to 5. If it's prison, this, I'll take that 9 to 5 all day. Like, if it's between my kids eating and not eating, I'll take that 9 to 5 all day. Like what you understand, dog, is I'm really one of those that really get out there and get it. Like, really get out there and get it. I'll be the same fools at Home Depot chilling, but of course I can't go up there because fools will smash on you, because you know what I'm saying, that's like they got that locked down. But you see what I'm saying? Like, I'm not too proud to do nothing, dog. I'm not too proud to do nothing. Like, I'm humble when it comes to that, dog. But so, to any criticism about a 9 to 5, dog, you're either slow, you like being broke, or you're just doing better. And if you're doing better, man, shouts out to you. But don't hate on me, dog, because at one point I didn't have nothing. Got out. Yeah, I've had people that had my back, but that ain't my stuff. You know what I mean? I had to really get out and do my little due diligence. Agencies and all this other stuff that passed me up because they want to put their own people in positions. I didn't get mad. I just kept pushing. You know how many contracts I secured from my little agency that I work for? They would send me because they know that I was a tireless worker. Like, I get mine. And fools would, as soon as I walk in there, fools would be like, man, this fool's big. Lifting everything, dog, moving constantly. People like, man, you making us look bad. I don't work for you. I don't work for your company. You already got a job here. I'm trying to get my company or my agency the contract here. You know what I mean? So, and then what happened? They'll get the contract and they'll put somebody else in that position. And it's crazy. I do that with the promise of being able to be in the same position. Like, hey, we gonna put you there once you get the contract. Nah, it was a constant until I finally left them. But yeah. With that being said, man, look, man, don't hate on the fools at 9 to 5 unless you just ain't, you know, whatever, you're doing better or you just like being broke. Because we really get out here and get it. That's why it's about being a backbone. You learn how to pay taxes when you do stuff this nature. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't forget, like, I'm probably paying for that, you know, that fish kit that you get when you get busted, or them socks or them pants, or, you know what I mean? Anyways, I'm your boy Zod, man, and I'm out.